Danelo Cavalcante is a wanted man. Now, his friend Franco speaks out, who had lived with him for 4 months, and there's also video footage of the day before he took his ex-girlfriend's life. Now, we'll get into that part of the video in just a moment. So Danelo Cavalcante has managed to elude the hundreds of law enforcement officers. Now, they thought that they had him confined to the Longwood Gardens area, and they thought that they had the perimeter pretty much sealed off. But little did they know that the day before that they were going to do a 600-man police officer sweep of FBI agents. The BORTAC team had also come in, along with many officers from out of the area. Danelo managed to steal a dairy truck from Bailey's farm that actually had the keys in it. And then, of course, surveillance footage had surfaced to show that he was in the Phoenixville area. So that's about 25 miles away from Chester County. Now, Cavalcante, 34, who broke out of the Chester County prison on August 31st by scaling a wall in the exercise yard. So on Saturday night on doorbell camera in East Pikeland Township, he had changed into new clothes, he had shaved his beard, and saved his mustache along the way, giving him a whole new look. So Pennsylvania State Police Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens held a press conference yesterday afternoon. There was a slew of new developments that had happened within 24 hours, and saying that he was a very determined individual. Now, I just happened to get off of a live stream that I was doing in regards to Danelo Cavalcante. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to go back and check and see what Nick is doing. So Nick the Hat has been doing a ton of coverage along with JLR, boots on the ground, coverage for it so that we can see what's going on. Now, within the first minute of just listening back to what Nick the Hat was doing and saying, all of a sudden, the scanner started blowing up with 2 confirmed sightings outside of the Longwood Gardens area, and that it was over somewhere near Phoenixville. Utility Ford van that was stolen from Bailey's farm. And so then they proceeded to evacuate Longwood Gardens. But at this time, Nick was already on scene as we were watching this unfold. Now, as time had gone on, a bunch of police officers swarmed in at the Zion Lutheran Church. And then they proceeded to go inside, and I'll let you see that coverage right there by Nick the Hat. Now, let me just take this moment to say, JLR and Nick the Hat have been extremely generous by allowing others to stream them as this action's going on. So I want to say, like myself, do or use coverage and footage as long as it's meant for the purpose of good. So as we're sitting there at the Zion Church, and Nick is bringing his camera in really close to watch, again, these police officers, just about to go tackle the building. And we're sitting there basically biting our nails, leaning towards our computers. Sadly, they swept it, and they did not find Danelo Cavalcante. So moving back on to Franco, the roommate for 4 months with Danelo Cavalcante that had given evidence at the trial and also is now trying to aid and assist. He does speak Portuguese, and to assist with the officers in any which way he can. And also the video footage of the day before he took the life of Deborah Brando in front of her 2 children back in 2021. So let's take a look at that coverage.
Yes, Walter, we spoke to his former roommate Franco here in East Nantmeal Township, which is where law enforcement continues to search for Cavalcante after they found the van he stole here in this area. Now, Franco says he wants to help police find Cavalcante and bring him to justice. As the manhunt for Danelo Cavalcante enters its 11th night, we're hearing from his former roommate, Franco.
I had no idea he could do something like this. He said he was someone super shy, really quiet. He would drink his beers on the weekend, make barbecue, and working a lot.
Franco says they lived together in King of Prussia for 4 months, and he showed us this video of Cavalcante moving out the day before he killed his ex-girlfriend in 2021. Cavalcante was sentenced to life in prison and was waiting to be transferred from Chester County Prison when he escaped on August 31st.
And I was getting anxious again this week. I even told my friends I'm not sleeping well.
Franco says he provided information to police after the murder, and now he's trying to help them again in East Nantmeal Township.
And I was talking to the police for about an hour. I'm here to see if they need my help to speak Portuguese. If he's found and I can talk in Portuguese with him, so he can surrender.
Okay, so let's do a little bit more of a close-up here. Now again, this was the day before as he was moving out, and the next day he took Deborah Brando's life. So Danelo Cavalcante is a Brazilian national, and last month he was sentenced to life for, of course, taking the life of his ex-girlfriend, Deborah Brando. Now, he escaped a week later, which resulted in the firing, of course, of that corrections officer who had been on duty in the guard tower and carrying a personal cell phone, which is a violation of prison regulations. Now, let's give a timeline of what exactly has transpired in recent events. So Saturday evening, Cavalcante steals a van and a green hoodie from Bailey's Dairy near Longwood Gardens. The keys have been left in the van. At 9:52 on Saturday, Cavalcante travels to the home of a former co-worker in East Pikeland, speaking with the co-worker who was away at dinner through a video doorbell. The co-worker does not respond to a request from Cavalcante to meet him. The co-worker reviews his doorbell recording after returning home and contacts local police. Now, at 10:07 on Saturday, Cavalcante appears at the residence of another former co-worker in the Phoenixville area, who also wasn't home. Another resident who was present during Cavalcante's visit calls a friend who notifies police. Authorities discover that Cavalcante is driving a white vehicle. Now, at 12:30 a.m. on Sunday, the Pennsylvania State Police are notified of the sighting of Cavalcante in East Pikeland from earlier in the evening. It is the first indication that Cavalcante has eluded the search perimeter around Longwood Gardens. At 2:30 a.m. on Sunday, images from the doorbell video from East Pikeland are provided to the state and local authorities. At 5:20 a.m. on Sunday, authorities discover that the theft of the van from the dairy farm, which is Bailey's Farm, and the state, local, and national law enforcement are notified. And at 10:40 a.m. Sunday, they find the abandoned van is recovered from a field behind a barn in East Nantmeal. So George Bivens confirmed on Sunday that Cavalcante's sister, Alini, was arrested by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and faces deportation, citing some immigration issues. Now, looking back at her Facebook goes back to 2012. So she's been in the United States for quite a long time and in the Phoenixville area. Now, he didn't say if the arrest had anything to do with helping Danelo Cavalcante after his escape from prison last month, but Alini Cavalcante has connections to the two friends who had helped her brother flee the area after killing Deborah Brando. One of them, Francisco Lima, had testified that before Cavalcante left for Virginia, he gave him a bag of money to deliver to his sister. Now, over the course of the 12-day manhunt for Danelo Cavalcante, for a few days they were blasting his mother's voice from a helicopter radio in hopes that might help Danelo surrender. But that has not come to fruition, sadly. And as the hunt enters day 12, again, where is Danelo Cavalcante? Is he still in Pennsylvania? Or has he managed to break that perimeter as well? Only time will tell. But please never let us forget Eileen, our favorite cone. And this cone will always be remembered in our hearts. Please give a like and a share for Eileen. I know that she would have approved. Oh, and okay, for the channel as well. Have a blessed day, you guys.